Hello, I am your host, Guido Perino. I'm welcoming back to the Path Radio Spotlight the vocal versatilist Tony Covino. He is virtually yet concretely here representing the band who's rocking us from Muscle Shoals in theory. Welcome back to the show, Tony. How you doing?
How you doing, Guido? Nice to see you again.
Yeah, man. I was saying just as we were coming on, man, you look awesome. Your threads look awesome. You got all your merch. You got some merch behind you there as well. Hey, what do
Yeah.
we got there?
We got some t-shirts, got some CDs. We got a new EP coming out. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, we try to offer everything for whoever wants it.
exciting times. Exciting. We're gonna talk about that EP. Exciting times. And
Okay.
yeah, man. I wish I could. I wish like I've tried leather jackets on and like that. I just don't look. I don't look as good as you in them, man. I
Nah,
don't
you
feel
look
good.
good. You look good in this, man. You look good. You're styling. You're styling. I'm gonna send you one, man.
I gotta grow my hair back out, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
One
Look,
Italian to another, right?
one Italian to another. Yeah. Hey, you know what? What part of Italy? Are you from the north, south?
Well, my mother was from Calabria and my father Napolitan. So
There you
I
go.
don't know exactly the towns, but
No, no, that's all right. My mother's from Calabria too, and then my father's
okay.
from Sicily. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we got we
Nice.
got we got Italian blood going on here.
Hey,
Um
we got to represent.
look, the last time we connected was back in early August last year, and we were listening to your new single Stain on My Soul. The
Mhm.
video garnered thousands of views on YouTube. Fans continue to discover you and your sound. You also enjoyed some chart action with airplay on several radio stations, of course, including the Path Radio, but our colleagues over at Hair Nation with Eddie Trunk, Nights with Alice Cooper, Streets of Rock and Roll with Ron Keel.
Yeah.
And did Stain on My Soul go as far as you thought it was gonna go as as a new release?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect to I think at one point we were number 3 on the
Yeah,
modern rock chart. So I mean, I didn't expect it to go that far. I had high expectations, but I think with the support of all those people you just mentioned, including people like yourself,
yeah,
it helped us chart the way it did. So just want to say thank you, and we appreciate that. But yeah, definitely Alice Cooper and all those people in our corner certainly helped a lot.
yeah. It's a rockin' tune. I throw it on every now and then, and love the vocals, love the guitar work on that. Um, look, I was also watching you on do an acoustic version of
Mhm.
Can't Find My Way live on Fox TV. The clip is available on YouTube. And
Mhm.
look, it seemed like a really emotional rendition of the song. Tony, you looked like you were connecting on another level. And I don't know if I'm asking this incorrectly, but where did you go during that performance? Because you just looked like out of this world, man. Like you were connecting somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I tap into emotions of the moment. So, and in that particular instance, it was acoustic, and we were in a television studio, so it was like a pin quiet. You couldn't hear a pin drop, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could hear a pin drop, but it was very like I tapped into that emotion of the song was "Can't Find My Way," and I tapped into the lyrics of it. It's about, basically someone who's lost and is looking for a way, looking for their purpose. And and Mike was playing acoustic and I just tapped into that vibe and I just went with it. It was a very like eerie, swampy kind of version of it. Um but it was definitely cool. It was
Yeah, I
fun.
mean, I keep saying watching it, it was like you guys are playing and you could see like you're in the room or whatever, but I got goosebumps because I was looking at you and you kind of were just like in a zone or something, and I'm like that in itself kind of drew me in a little bit to go, whoa, man, like he's really emotional with this, like he's really connecting with the song and with the words and he's
Yeah.
somewhere, right? And I wanted to be there. I was like, man, I want to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it's emotion, and some of it was fear because I wanted to do a good job on live TV. But yeah, you know, I can tap into things, you know, lyrically, you know, sometimes I do it on stage, you know, electric as well. We just did a couple of shows, and you know, there's moments where I catch myself where you know, I'll get emotional about a certain part that if I think it's connecting with the audience. So yeah,
Is Tony, is doing it live TV, do you find that different than your live performances?
oh yeah, totally. Well, I mean, like the live TV that you're talking about, we did acoustically. So I mean, as a singer, I mean, I can only speak for myself. I'm a singer, right? But I'm sure
Mm.
it's like that for Mike playing guitar or whoever. But when you do acoustic, for a singer, you're naked, you're raw. You know, there's nothing to hide behind. There's no barcode to hide behind. There's no, you know, effect or anything like that. So you know that it's a very raw experience. But live on stage, it's the same, but you also have the added addition of the drums cracking and you
Right.
know like a keyboard part and a guitar, a bar chord ringing out and things like that. So it's two different experiences. I would say the acoustic on TV would be a little bit more, but maybe if the band was on TV, the whole band was on TV, you might have
Yeah.
a little bit different experience. But on stage, you get off on what you see, like the crowd and
Right.
the lights, and if there's some smoke or you know we're just feeling a certain way that night, I just I tend to go off of what I feel around me, and I just take that, you know.
Yeah, the live TV, I guess, has just a little bit more spotlight on you. And because I get it. You're a little bit naked with your vocals, right? So you want to
Yeah,
make sure that you're doing what you do best. Are
yeah.
you planning on doing more acoustic work like that, or was that just a unique situation?
I mean, we don't right now. We don't have any plans of doing that. Not saying that we wouldn't. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, so if an opportunity comes up, I mean, right now we're booking we're calling it the World's on Fire tour,
Yeah.
and we have a bunch of electric shows coming up. So right now that's our focus. But if the opportunity came about, then certainly, yeah, that would be fun.
It sounded great, and I'm hoping we do. You guys sounded really. You sound good all the time, but I was really intrigued by that acoustic rendition. You know, we were joking around too before we kind of hit the record button here about Mike, and I said to the Riff Surfer, he's donned this Riff Surfer name. How did he get that nickname?
Well, actually, I came up with it, and it's funny. I mean, you know, I don't know if you remember, but I came up with it, and in the beginning, he really didn't like it. He's like,
Oh,
you know, what's what riff surfer? And I said, well, I said, you know, and in theory, it's you know, you got great riffs. So, and when he lived out in California, he used to surf. So I just, you know, being the person I am, I'm like, okay, riff surfer, right? So I came up with it, and then slowly I guess he took to it. So
he's he's adopting it. He's
yeah, yeah.
fulfilling the identity.
Yeah. Well, I copyrighted it, so he's gonna owe me 10% on that. So
You need to make some t-shirts that with Riff Surfer. I think it's a brilliant
yeah,
name. I want a t-shirt that says the Riff Surfer, and
yeah.
Tony or maybe have Mike, surfing on a guitar or something. I don't know, but
Hey,
I
there you go, man. You know, every once in a while I have a good idea.
I'm sure it's more than every once in a while, man. T-shirts. I need merch. I need Riff Surfer merch.
There you
Um,
go.
Speaking of merch, you guys revamped the website intheoryoriginal.com.
Hmm.
And man, is it ever looking clean. I really like it. It's looking slick, it's looking clean. But what are some of the features that you like about it for fans?
Well, I mean, what I like about it is you can get to all our social media pages or YouTube pages. You can get tour information. We actually have a part on there in our EPK section of the website where you can SoundCloud, where you can listen to all our songs.
Yeah.
You can't download them, but you can listen to them, which we thought was cool, you know. So I know it's just a good place where you could find everything. You could see some live shots, some you know different behind the scenes kind of things that aren't out on the social media. and you can, sign up for a mailing list. So yeah, I mean, we think it's cool. It took us a while to get it to this point, but we're happy with it.
No, it looks good. And you know what? You got some people, commenting on there. You got the Rock Tribune, you got Uber Rock, Vibes Magazine, Razor Ray DeCarlo, Planet Rock. Like they're all talking about you guys, and those are great too. And yeah, I love the fact you can go and listen. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna go listen, and then they're
Hmm.
gonna say, "I need this in my library," and then they're gonna buy some. So that's what's gonna happen. So
That's
hey,
the hope. Or find out what we're playing and come and see us live.
and come, yeah, come and go see In Theory live. And I see that you've got a tour link there, and you've
Mhm.
got some places that you're gonna go. And
Yeah.
speaking of that, you
Hmm.
guys played the Mercury in New York, and you
Yeah.
had a special guest opening band, Colossal Street Jam, opening for you.
Hmm.
And I had Gene on the show not that long ago as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, they had Colossal Street. Do you guys compliment each other? You find that you got some good vibes together, or what?
Yeah. No, those guys are. We met them actually for the first time that night, but they couldn't be they're so cool. They were so nice. Actually, they lent us their keyboard for our keyboard player, and things like that. And they didn't have to do that. Like they were
Yeah,
totally cool, Sal and we, those guys are great, and they're a great band, and they're great people. And hopefully we can do more stuff with them. And we keep in touch. We support each other,
right on.
and I really hope the best for those guys. I think they have some great things going for them.
When I saw that the two of you guys had performed the same night, I thought, oh man, what a treat that was, because I have listened to them as well, and you guys, and I thought you blended together and you kind of support each other, and
Hmm.
I would get a good vibe and a good show seeing you guys together. So I thought I'd throw it out there, and a shout out to
Yeah,
Gene as you guys continue to do that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Tony, the Mercury, what kind of vibe does the Mercury give in theory, or does in theory give the Mercury a
Mm.
vibe?
Well, the Mercury Lounge is, it's in Manhattan, so it has that vibe. It has
Yeah.
that gritty vibe to it. Um, it's really a nice club to go see a band. I guess we just tapped into the vibe. Me, I'm from New York, so um, I just tap into that vibe automatically. But I just think that it gave us, I don't know, just a little grittiness. Not that the club is gritty. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the vibe of the city. You give that grit, that toughness, and we're definitely that kind of band naturally. So we kind of fit in with the Mercury Lounge. But it was a great place to play. Everyone there was nice, and us and Colossal had a great time that night.
Brought a little bit of badass though, eh?
Yeah, yeah, little kick in the ass. Yeah,
Now you guys also played the House of Blues in Chicago. That was on not just recently, March 15th.
yeah,
And that's another iconic music venue. And I'm thinking, man, that had to be an electric experience as well. Do you have a takeaway memory from that show?
yeah. It's just like surreal. It's like actually we were there. Well, it was St. Patrick's Day, right? So I've never been to Chicago, so the whole thing was really cool to me. We just it's weird in music sometimes. You just go to places you've never been, and I'm just like I'm on stage in Chicago, and 4 days ago I'm at home. So the whole thing was, and then I look behind me, and there's the logo, the House of Blues logo
Right.
above the drums, and yeah, it was just really cool. And again, everyone at the club was great. I mean, everyone was nice. It was just a cool vibe. And Chicago has a similar vibe to New York, to Manhattan. Um, but it just being there with and playing on stage, those people in Chicago, and having that logo behind us,
Yeah.
that was probably the takeaway.
It's iconic, right? It's iconic. That's why
Yeah,
I was like, it's an iconic
yeah,
a House of Blues, man. Muscle
yeah,
Shoals meets the House of Blues, and there's Tony and Mike right there on the stage doing that.
yeah.
Um, okay, I'm gonna ask you something. Mike's not here, but he posted something online, so I'm gonna ask you about it though. he posted something and he said, "Let's pour passion into every track. Our journey is long, but together we're invincible." What do you like? Why does he say the journey is long, and what do you think fuels the passion of In Theory, Tony?
Well, I mean, I don't know what he was thinking, but I think I do. But I mean, the journey is long, meaning that it's a never-ending thing, music or life. But we've been doing it. We've been chasing, whether you want to call it your passion or your dream. So and to never give up, and that's what we're doing. We're always trying to perfect ourselves. We're always trying to write a better song. Now we're finally starting to break out live, and we're getting on, great tours. Our music is starting to
Mm.
chart. So the journey has been long and definitely hasn't been an overnight thing. Not in any way that we arrived. We haven't arrived. We're still, basically just starting out compared to other bands.
Yeah.
But um, in the end, all you can control is what you do. All I can control is, how we write songs and how we perform live and how we interact with people and doing interviews. And hopefully the rest will take care of itself.
Would you say there's any particular hard or challenging moment in the journey that you go, oh man, like you're gonna get through it, but you feel it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's really not one particular thing. It just sometimes I guess it's the wait, not that you're waiting around, but just the waiting of, like for me, it's recognition, of, hey, you guys are good, or hey, why don't you come on the road with us, or
Yeah.
things like that. It's just and everyone has that, right? An actor always wants to be in a bigger movie, and a musician always wants to get on a bigger tour or do a better record. So I would say the journey, you got to enjoy the journey. I understand that, but at the same time, you sort of want some things that you can say, we've done that, we've done that, and then you slowly build your confidence, and that's kind of the process that we're in right now, and we're slowly building to to hopefully get to the point where you know we can project out in a bigger way. But I would say, you always want to get there faster, but then again, maybe that's not the right way. Maybe you're not ready yet, or whatever the reason. But we're doing everything we can. We work as hard as we can behind the scenes as well, social media, and it's not easy. Um, but every day we're working. We don't just wait around to do a show. I mean, there's so many things that go on into just the promotion of a single or an EP or getting on the road. It's so much work to get it to that point. So we're constantly grinding.
I guess that's part of the passion. When you
Yeah.
love it, when you love it as much as I'm hearing that you guys love it, you do all those things. It's not just the performance on the stage. You do all those things. You're grinding it out. There's that old saying, right? The holes in your jeans are real because you're working for them. You're not buying them off the rack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Part of that passion, Tony, I've watched clips where I watched yourself and Mike, and there's this camaraderie, a trust, sometimes a brotherhood vibe that I noticed between the two of you, on stage. Are you guys aware of that? That's what you're, showing the crowd? And why do you think that is? Like, why do you? And to me, like, when we see that, why is that you've got such an onstage bond or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like something that we planned, right? But me and Mike known each other for a while, and every time we played together, everyone's always said that, like, you guys have a chemistry,
Yeah.
and and we're not the same people, but on stage, it's like a yin and a yang, which I'm sure a lot of uh, you know, uh, Joe Perry and Tyler, they're not
Yeah.
the same people, but on stage they are, right? So, um, I think it's really cool. Mike does his thing, and he's he's a great guitar player, you know, and I do what I do, and hopefully it complements each other on stage, and it's nice to know that people see that, because that's an important part of a band, right? To have that guitar player singer dynamic of, you know, it's one thing on stage and it comes across that way, but we're definitely not saying, hey, you stand here and I'll stand there, and like none of that. It just happens, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just
Yeah.
seems so organic, and
Hmm.
you know, when I watch you guys, it's organic. You know, you guys are just playing off of each other sometimes, and when I say playing off of each other, it's not even just the music sometimes. It's just your physical vibes and stuff. So, uh
Hmm.
I think when we watch a band perform and that's happening, you just get into it more, right? Because you're like,
Hmm.
yeah, you want to be part as a fan, you want to be part of that. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I want a little bit of that passion. I want to be one of those guys, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
Tony, you mentioned the EP a couple of times, and I know you guys are pouring a whole ton of passion into that. What's it called? What's the name of the EP, and when's it coming out?
It's called Promised Land, which is one of the tracks that's on the CD. I mean EP. Um, and hopefully in a week it'll be done, the manufacturing. I, you know, we should have the physical copies, but when the actual release, you know, we haven't worked that out yet. Probably within the next couple of weeks for sure.
Wow.
Um, and we're really, our next single that we're releasing is Promised Land. Um, and actually that track features Vinny Appice on drums, which, as you know, played with Ronnie James Dio,
Yeah.
and he's in his band with Vivian Campbell now, Last in Line. They're a great band, and we had the pleasure of having Vinny play drums on this track, and
Cool.
you know, it's a really cool track. So that's going to come out digitally, and then the EP will probably come out like a week later, or maybe at the same time. We have to see, because with shipping and everything, we want to make sure we have the physical product before we put it for sale. But you could go on a website and pre-order it, and then as soon as they come in, we'll send them out.
So if we go to intheoryoriginal.com, we could pre-order
Yeah.
the EP, which is going to be called Promised Land. And there's a
Mhm.
song called Promised Land away, and we're weeks away. It sounds like we're recording this on March 21st, and this show is going to be out in a day or so.
Mhm.
But your new EP is going to be out in a matter of weeks. Now you
Mhm.
have a single out right now, World on Fire.
Right.
That'll be on the EP, right?
Yes. World on Fire will be on the EP as well. And actually, World on Fire, we just found out today, is actually went to number 7 so far on the modern rock charts. So we're not sleeping on World on Fire. Um, you know, it's just, you're always planning for your next move. But right now, World on Fire is we just found out that it's on the chart at number 7, and we're trying to, you know, get some more radio play. It's been the most this, well, it's also this one of the top 10 most added songs on playlists for radio stations. So we're
Right on.
totally excited about that. I actually just found out about that today.
Is the world on fire, Tony?
Uh, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is
There's definitely chaos going on, you know. But there's a lot of good things too. I think goodness comes out of people when there's chaos, and I don't want to say chaos like that, but
yeah.
you know, when there's confusion, you I see a lot of goodness coming out of people, you know, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe sometimes you got to hit the reset button to get back to what's real, you know, the person in front of you, and just being cool with each other, you know, in whatever capacity that is. You know, sometimes in this, I think in this, especially in this country, everyone's distracted. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's posting. Everybody's, you know, it's just funny. You know, we travel, and it's, everyone's a photographer now. You know, everybody's doing a set. Like nobody's living their life. It's like everything is a moment. It's, they can't even eat dinner without taking a picture of it. It's just, I don't know. It's just, a little crazy to me, but you know what?
So
Whatever floats your boat.
talk to me for a second. So you're on stage, you're doing these shows, you look out there into the audience. Do you see people or do you see phones?
Um, I see people, but I see people with phones. So, and not everybody. Listen, you know, we're not at a point yet where there's thousands of people out
Yeah,
there. You know, we're playing the hundreds of people, which is great because I get to see the people,
yeah,
and I mostly see the people. But you know, you can't take the phone out of it, and you know, for us, it's cool because that means they like us enough to want to take a picture of us while we're playing.
yeah,
So I take it as a positive, you know, because if they didn't care, they wouldn't even bother. Well, they wouldn't bother being there. But the fact that they want to take a picture while they're there is cool. Um, but I just get a kick out of, you know, I just think getting back to the original thing is just everyone is always looking down and worrying about going from one social media to another social media, and it's just like, you know, I don't know, you know,
You
to me
know,
it's a
when I go to shows, Tony, and I want to say this because I think it's important, um, for me as a fan and for other fans too. I'm like I'll have my phone and I have my cameras, I have and I'll do that. I'll take a video, I'll take pictures. But more and more, as I've been going to shows, coming out of this, coming out of the pandemic and realizing I'm actually at a live show again. I can
mhm.
see people
Yeah,
like with my own eyes, not through a screen, right?
right,
And I
right,
actually kind of put it away because I want to at least a few times in a night when I go to a show, and if I'm going to see it in theory, I want to remember that I saw them. Not that my phone saw them, not so that
right,
I could relive it on my phone for the
right,
first time. I want to live it for the first time, seeing it, and then look back and go, oh, yeah, yeah, I took a couple of shots or I took a couple of it. But I want to try and absorb as much as I can to be in the moment, to feel there's a reason we can connect with you and
right.
what you, Mike, are doing if we take that opportunity to do it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. I mean,
why are people connecting with World on Fire as a song? Like, what is it that you think is driving it on the charts, and what is the insider info on the song that you think people are connecting with?
well, I think it's a, you know, the chorus has got a great hook to it. Um, and I think it's a subject that people can relate to, right? Because no matter where you're coming from in life, you know, the world's on fire, right? It could be the opposite for me that it is for you, or so I think it's like a universal thing. And it's not really specific to anything. It could be your version of the world's on fire.
Yeah,
Um, but you know, I guess they just attach to the, you know, the just the vibe of the song. I mean, you know, the world's on fire. But it's funny because we talk about world's on fire, but we're not singing it in a negative way. So you know, I like, you know, when I come up with lyrics, I like to have duality. So I could be singing something emotional, but it's actually, if you read the lyrics, it's a happy lyric, or vice versa, could be a happy lyric,
yeah.
you know. So yeah, I mean, we're just glad that people like it. I think, you know, the chorus has got a great hook and the message is strong. And I think everyone can relate to, you know, world's on fire. You know, there's no mystery there, you know.
What do you hope fans take away from the EP when it comes out, Tony?
Um, that, you know, we're not a, you know, it's like I related to a pitcher, right? Like we have a lot of different pitches, right? We could throw fastballs, curves, sliders. Um, you know, we could do a ballad, we could rock your socks off, we can lean more into blues, we can lean more into metal. I mean, you know, me and Mike have a lot of different influence that we grew up with that come out in different times of our writing process. And you know, we put a little of everything. You know, I mean, there's some bands they just go all in on one thing, which is great, and they're great at it. And then there's other bands that could do their song acoustic. They could play a blues festival, they could play a metal festival, and still play all the same songs, right? other bands couldn't. You know, there's certain metal bands that are never going to play blues festival. It's just it's not going to work. So we pride on us. You know, we pride on ourselves in that we have a lot of different influences, and you know, we can adapt to the situation.
So we take away
So
some
yeah,
rock and music and versatility at the same time.
yeah. I mean, so the EP, you know, when you listen to all the songs, see the problem in today's music world is it's a singles world, right? But
Yeah.
that's just like a little part of that's like seeing somebody on Tuesday and not the rest of the week, right? Yeah, but on Wednesday he had a cool jacket on, and on Thursday he had a cool T-shirt. Like you don't know, you only remember Tuesday,
Yeah.
right? And it's the same thing with bands. If you only hear one song, you don't know that they could do this and they can do that. So when you listen to an EP or a record like the way it used to be, you get the whole gamut.
Yeah.
And we kind of like that, you know. We kind of like that because we do offer a lot of different things. So we do the single stuff, and we also put the EP out, and hopefully people will hear, they'll see all the colors rather than just one color.
I've been seeing bands do that more frequently in the last few months, and it looks like the projection is we're going to see more EPs. We're
Hmm.
starting to see more of the album version. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love it because I do get the full picture of the band. I do go through a little bit of experience, like the experience of the band.
Yeah.
Usually when bands put together a series, a series of songs, you get a story in the EP or
Hmm.
in the album. You get a little bit of a story that's being
Right.
told. And
Yeah.
there's an arc in the story with the songs, the arrangements. You get to enjoy how they're arranged and how they're produced. And
Right.
so we're gonna look forward to the EP. I noticed you have a bunch of shows lined up that go into June, and there's more coming.
Hmm.
Where are you heading out? You got a whole bunch of places that you're heading out.
Yeah, I mean, we're going all over. Actually, you know, we're honored and we're so excited that we're going to be you know, the support act for the band Angel. So I
Mhm.
don't know if you remember the rock band Angel, but
Yeah.
Mike and I were, I mean, since you know, way back, we were fans of this band and these guys, and it's just like so full circled. I mean, we're so excited about it that so May is going to be us with Angel. You know, I think we got 7 or 8 shows with them, and we're just, you know, we're honored to open up for these guys, and we can't wait. But yeah, I mean, what you know, what I mean, we have a show on the 28th coming up, and we're going to Illinois at the Rock House, and then May 12th that tour starts with Angel, and we're going to be in Columbus, Ohio, at the King of Clubs. We're going to be on the 12th. On the 14th, we're going to be in Indianapolis at the Vogue. May 16th, we're going to be at Shank Hall in Milwaukee.
Awesome.
And yeah, so but if you go to intheororiginal.com and go under the tour, like all our shows will be there, and actually links to, if you're in that area, you can link right from our site to go buy the tickets at the venue.
Yeah, I just clicked on that now as you're saying that. And so there
Uh-huh.
World's on Fire tour, and then there's a whole list of the places, some of the ones you were talking about, and then it looks like a whole bunch more.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited about one particular show because I'm hoping I can make it out there, and that's the
Okay.
Michigan one at the Token Lounge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another great
Okay.
venue. So uh
Okay.
I'm not that far. And so I saw that and I was like, oh my God, maybe I can catch them live. So that's my goal, is to try and make it out to the Token Lounge to see you guys in Michigan.
Yeah, that'll be awesome, man.
Yeah.
We got to stay in touch. If you're gonna be there, we'll you know, we'll definitely hang, man.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you'll let
Okay.
me try that nice jacket on or something, you know? No, I'm just
Oh, you can wear the jacket.
kidding. Woo! I'll never make it look as good, Tony. Never.
Whatever
Uh,
works. You know what I mean?
Look, man, this has been it's been fun catching up with you. I really appreciate it. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to have you here and chatting with me and sharing all the work that you guys are doing within Theory and the band and the fans. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave us with before we head out into the promised land of In Theory?
No, you know, as usual, I just want to say thanks to you because you know, you've been a supporter of ours. So, you know, thank you for having us back on. And and I really hope that, people will come out to see us, because it's important to support original music, and get people down in the clubs and, meet the band, be part of the crowd and feel the energy. Because listening to the stuff on earbuds at home and being in a crowd are two different things,
Yeah.
you know. And it's experience, and um, it would be nice to see people come out and support us, and we love to meet people after the show. We always come out and hang out and get to meet people. But again, I'd just like to say thanks for giving me the opportunity to be on here. And we appreciate you, man.
That's right, man. And we want go out and see live music. Go see In Theory live. We want you to buy the music too, so you can listen to it after. But the live experience, I think, once you hear it live, then when you hear it after, it's just gonna sound even more different, more alive. You're gonna remember the feeling that you had when you were at the show, and you're
Yeah.
gonna remember our vocal versatilist of the hot band In Theory as they're setting the world on fire with their passion and music because they can be heroes. And when we listen to them play, we can say we're right here where we belong. So let's
Ooh,
build some memories together, and they'll have
thanks.
you singing Raise Me Up and Get Me Higher.
Look
you
at
see
this
you see
guy.
what I did there, eh, Tony? You see what I did there?
I
Thank you.
love
If
it.
you guys, if the fans don't know what I'm talking about, all those words, those are songs, man. And we want you to hear those songs. It's something special when we can close out a show and talk about all the songs that way. So thank you for joining us on Toronto's Music Mix Maverick, the Path Radio, and the Path Radio Spotlight. I'm going to have the In Theory contact info in the show notes. Rock on, Tony. Take care.
Thank you, Guido. Appreciate you, brother.